Welcome everybody to the Rift live stream for April 13th. It's not a Friday the 13th, but I figured that a Thursday the 13th where we don't work the next day should work. Does this mean that Keans is going to go out and break his wrist while skateboarding again? Keans, tell us about breaking your wrist while skateboarding.
Okay, it was a sprain.
Whatever.
And I had to set it myself, so it was actually really painful.
Okay, so now we have a new emergency room
Deb is
doctor.
looking
If
at me like I'm
anybody has
crazy.
injuries in the workplace, we're sending them over to Kean's desk. He's double tasking here. That is just
No.
Certifies
that certifies is right. Yeah, we don't know what he's certified for. Anyway, today we are here to talk about the Rise of the Phoenix. Now, Rise of the Phoenix is a raid that's been around for a while. It was released in 2011?
In patch 1.6, which
Yes.
Numbers,
Something like that. Something
numbers
like
are
Late 2011, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So is this the first time that we've made a new version of this raid?
yes,
And it's going to be a 10-man level 70 raid?
10-man level 7.
Okay. I know that a lot of people have a lot of questions. Do you want us to go through the questions first? Or do you want to describe how the raid's going to run? Or
Well, it's going to run pretty much the same as before, per se, in that, yes, you have the same bosses where there's Bear Housed and General Siljan. There's the 3 bosses, there's the mini-boss encounters. They will be all up-level to level 70 power, and this is not an LFR tier raid, this is a tier 1 raid, so you will have to pay attention to mechanics, there will be enrage timers, all the same kind of tier raids that you experienced before in Rift.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we should just go to the questions
Sure.
then. You'll notice that we've got Keans here today. He decided to stop in on the stream. Plus,
Decided to.
okay, I dragged his ass in here to be on the stream.
She
all right?
used force.
Look, it's fun having him on here. You never
There was
know what he's
no
going to say.
request.
But look, we get a lot of questions about the stuff you work on,
An
right?
order was tendered.
We did try to get Vlad on stream, and that failed miserably. In my best efforts, we even offered to, we could set you up a little desk off the stream, and we won't show your face directly.
Can we get
and all
one of
that.
those voice modulators for him? So he sounds like he's on one of those crime
Like,
documentaries.
Hello, I'm Grandpa Smurf.
We should
Yeah,
get
that would be great.
like a mosaic thing for him. Sorry, no, I'm just getting off
Okay,
track. I just
so-
want him in his crime document.
All right. Let's see. Some questions about ROTP. Aranka asks, will it be an adaptation of the old ROTP, which you've already commented on, or will we see new mechanics, perhaps an extra boss?
There will be no extra bosses, the same amount of bosses, the same amount of mini-boss encounters. There might be a new mechanic for each boss, but that's not set in stone.
A new mechanic for each boss.
Possibly, yes.
And when you say not set in stone, it means you're still thinking about whether you're going to implement it or not, or just haven't decided what you're going to do.
I think if it's going to be implemented or not.
Okay.
That's up to Vlad.
Right. And do we have a vague idea of when this raid is going to come out? Is it going to be with 4.2 or?
It will be before 4.2.
At least that's the last we've
So he says.
decided.
Yes.
Yeah,
We will check on that
Yes.
in a while.
non-zero chance of that moving because development and all that.
I like that. Non-zero chance. Is that what you say? Non-zero chance?
Also non-trivial. I say it a lot too.
Okay. Next question, and I've got to use the title that this guy has assigned to himself. From Keepor, King of Slackers. Will ROTP use the old loot system or reward charges?
It is on the old loot system, so
Okay.
with one exception, the 3 golems that are wandering around, I think we're going to put those on 3 drops a week with no rerolls, if we can do that. I don't remember what that tech is supposed to do. But we want those to be in there and drop loot. What we don't want is raids going in there and farming those constantly, because that's not
yeah.
great. So we're going to put those on IRCs, I think, and then the rest of the bosses will drop 2 pieces for every kill, one for every 5 players in your raid, basically.
Okay. And then how many drops per boss? Is it going to be 2 group drops? Or
Just said that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's two per boss.
2 per boss, and I think Vlad made an extra note of 1 per 5 people in the raid.
That's generally how we decide how many pieces.
Okay.
Is that 1 out of 5 players gets an item, which is why IRCs drop it 1 and 4, so they're better.
Okay. And is there a weekly lockout?
Yes.
Okay. That was pretty straightforward.
Yep. It's a traditional raid.
All right. What tier and what level of fragments are recommended for the raid?
So we want players, our more average players, put it this way, are going to want to be in tier 9 to 12 fragments. It's going to require a fair amount of investment and some pretty high stats to do this. If you are an expert player or super confident in your raid, you can probably do it at lower numbers. You'll need the RTP gear, or I'm sorry, the Tardic Depths gear to get in, because it's 2200 hit requirement, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what the guard requirement is offhand, but probably related to that. Although guard's not strictly on gear anymore, so that's a more complicated question.
I like the fact that you've just laid down the gauntlet for people who think they're highly skilled and can do it with under that level of gear. Do you expect that to happen?
I mean, certainly there will be groups that can clear it without. There will also be groups who can't clear it even with 15 fragments, because that's how rating is.
Vlad confirms that yes, it is 2200 hit requirement. There you go. All right. Let's see here. And will the new ranged weapon and helm from patch 4.1 still be best in slot after we clear the raid?
Yes.
Wow. These answers are too easy. Should I look for harder ones?
I mean, we've got clear direction on the answers, which helps.
Okay.
You're not asking about souls, which have nebulous answers.
Okay, now they're going to start asking about souls.
Good, I hope so.
Okay, Austin X says the engines are soul-bound, so why are they so rare? People on the forum have reported 30-plus dungeon runs without an engine, and I can attest it is true. Will this continue in the new raid?
So, engines are going to drop somewhat more frequently. Krug and I actually just talked about this like 20 minutes ago, about what are we going to do with engines.
Wait, is that... Oh my god, they asked this question for the live stream, so we'd better get an answer right now?
You mean the one I sent to the systems chat that's like, are we going to answer this question? No, so we talked about what can we do with engines. Do we want to use the same engines? We are going to use the same engines, and it sounds like they're going to be slightly more likely to drop, and will drop in higher numbers in RTP, but none of that's kind of set in stone yet. We've talked about ways to make it so that just farm a bunch of them now isn't a right answer, but you can still make progress towards something from the new raid, so there's kind of a lot of design to be done there, but we are going to use engines still.
All right. Austin X also asks, why is the cape not included in the raiding equipment you can purchase with the new raid currency? By the way, any plans for a TD master mode? Dude, I suck at acronyms. What's TD?
Tartaric Depths.
Tartaric Depths, okay.
So, to answer the question about the cape, as far as I know, you've never been able to buy capes for raid currencies when they're fresh, at least. We might have added them to like the low tier, like the expert gear and whatnot, but the raid ones have never had that. It's been the main 7 pieces plus... I want to say there's one other piece that I'm forgetting, but it's usually the main 7 pieces, basically. And as far as Master Mode, I don't think we have any info for that unless Arconix wants to talk about whatever he's decided.
Okay.
But I don't think any of us knows the answer to that question.
All right. Now, Dark Demon has several questions, as you might imagine.
Which one's this one?
Which one's this one? When will testing be open, and will developers be available to test with us? Are you going to have organized play tests for this?
I don't think we are. It's going to kind of be the same as Tartaric Depths, where it'll be on PTS, and then it'll be open to players.
Okay, and you'll be observing the results and the data that comes in from it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be open, I mean, barring anything going horribly wrong with a build or whatever, Monday. So people will be able to get in there on Monday. But as far as like doing guided raids and trying to schedule that, it's really difficult to do with the way we do development and how valuable, Icarus's time is and
Right.
whatever Marco's dev name is now. And,
Whatever Marco's dev name
he was Fish Can Roll for a while, and I don't know who. I keep forgetting who he is.
Ipsary.
Oh, Ipsary, that's right.
All I can say is that I'm really glad
I know,
that
it's
you
Fish
have
Rolls.
as much trouble keeping track of everybody's names as I do. Everyone should have a really easy name like Brass. It's short, fat,
It's spelled wrong.
easy. It's spelled perfectly.
It's got
So
too many
we're all
letters.
Brass. We just have to append numbers so we can determine
Yes.
which brass it is.
Oh, right, yeah.
That sounds good. That's a perfect
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Dark Demon's second question is, what's the expected release date? We already went over that. Okay, what level fragments is this being tuned for, and how many DPS per damage dealer?
So I don't know what the
Can you
I don't know
parse
what the
numbers that
DPS
high?
targets
Okay.
are per player. I get the impression you're going to want to push 450, 500. However, that's up in the air still because we have, there will be some specs that are coming down. I looked at Tempest today a little bit, so there's stuff like that that's going to change. And I don't think we finalized those numbers yet, but you're going to want to be near the top end of your specs. So, aim for 400 plus, and you'll be at least at a good starting point.
400 plus, okay. The other thing is, of course, that when this goes on PTS, we're going to open a thread for feedback, and we expect the thread to be very long and very robust. So, we're definitely looking for that as well.
Be nice.
And things will be tuned over time too. Will this be the only T1 raid?
It'll be the first one.
It'll be the first one.
It's a hard question to answer because what are we doing in the future is like always a thing that we can never answer with any certainty because it changes week to week.
And will this drop relic or T1 fragments?
So I don't know offhand if I know Vlad sent an email that's answered some of these questions. I don't know which one this one is because you are reading them like out of order now.
I am not. I'm reading them in the right order.
What order is that? Because I know you skipped one.
I skipped the one that says we can't answer that right now.
Did you say that? Dude, I don't even know where you are anymore.
Why I want this guy on these streams, I don't know. Do you want me to point it to you?
Yes,
It's
that would
over
be
here.
great. Which one?
Oh, you know what? He probably hasn't even put that here. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, so you asked a question that Vlad didn't actually send an answer for.
Therefore,
so you're asking
it's gonna
questions
be
I have no
your
answers
problem.
for. So the answer is I know we want to
He's
drop.
gonna make stuff up now. This is gonna be great.
I know we have talked about dropping nicer fragments and more difficult content. However, I know Vlad's also looking at making some changes to the fragment system overall.
We're all looking in the chat to see Vlad chime in on this. Vlad's
Yeah.
going, shut up, shut up.
Vlad's been talking to us into the various different channels of places where feedback can come through of like, do we want to change things, and so Vlad apparently doesn't have a great answer yet either because he's making changes.
And Deb just copy pasted something from Vlad that he put in there. As I mentioned in this chat before, engines are your upgrade trigger. You'll have a higher chance to get them in
My bad.
higher OTP.
I mixed up engines and things.
And something else? Okay. It's
I'm
still a
sorry.
good point because I missed that. Okay, Kaduto asks, will you be keeping the original level 50 raid in game along with all the Chivos we acquired from it?
Yes.
I think it's really cool. I had to ask my friend Ren, because everybody was in chat talking about Chiefs. I gotta go get my Chiefs. And I'm saying, what the hell is that? Is that a new kind of chip or something? Is it like the new Doritos? I didn't realize that was short for achievements.
Your Chivo
Does this
score
mean
must be super low.
my Chivo score is great. I get them accidentally
Sub
because
1K
I have
scrub.
It's one of those things that I never look for. So when I get them, it's sort of
Right?
like accidental. Woo! I got a Chief. Now I can be one of the cool kids.
That's why you can't raid with us.
I don't want, dude. I don't want to raid with you.
You really don't.
You would just whine and snivel all the time.
What? No, I'm an
Yes.
effective leader. That is not. You're not supposed to laugh at that.
Okay. Will you add a different pet to the Conqueror achievement so we don't get the same face palm as we did? Oh, come on now. So we don't get the same face palm as we did with IGP when we had pets sat in our mailboxes for months. What the hell does that even mean?
So they got the same they got the same pet for two different achievements.
Oh!
And it was stuck in their mailbox because they couldn't claim it. To answer your question, no, we have a different pet for this achievement
Okay,
or
I'll
a different
just sit over
thing.
here. Yeah, that's kind of face palm worthy.
But way to be sarcastic to an actually legitimate question. Can you at least be
great.
sarcastic to sarcastic deserving
No,
questions?
that's great. That's wow. Okay, will the three big rock dudes still be wandering around the place, dropping nice rings, earrings, and necks?
They will be
Dropping something at least.
something. Yeah. No,
Okay.
They are there, and you will get loot.
See, Sonomina says I totally need 2 pet rocks. Those rock dudes should drop some pet rocks.
I think I've seen pictures, at least from our check-in emails, of what's going to be in there, and it's neat. It's super neat.
Really?
Yeah. I think.
Super neat.
I mean,
you heard it here first.
I don't
If
know
it's
if
not
that's
super
actually
neat,
what it is.
We'll call him back to talk about it.
Well, I mean, if you don't think it's super neat, you can step right the hell off.
It's going to be over here.
Remember the 3 most important phrases: please, thank you, and step off, bitch.
God. SF Beta asks, how is the loot handled with the 10-man only raid system and halved boss numbers per tier?
I don't know if the tier is finalized yet, so that's a hard question to drop.
Okay. Will there be double as much loot per boss, or will it be at least twice as much grinding than before?
Same answer, same question. I mean, it's not the same question, but the same idea of there's 2 drops per boss, and how much you're in any one given raid is going to depend on what is in the tier and where our catch-up mechanics are, and a bunch of more complicated meta systems. So the answer is, if you're super dedicated to running it and you full clear it every single week, you might run it longer than you used to, because there will be less raids in the tier on launch. But as for most average groups, that will not be the case. I think we're going to fill out that tier.
Notice this revamped system says, I am not convinced that Keans is real anymore. We share this sentiment and concern. As a matter of fact, we think he's just some random guy who just came in off the street and started spouting things.
I keep getting past the door locks, so something's working.
Somebody keeps paying him. I don't know what this is.
What, do they? Wait, you get paid? I don't think you were supposed to tell me.
Yeah, right. Okay, Dimpless has a question. Please, 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 so they really want this answer to be yes. Please, please, please say this is going to retain the same difficulty level as it presented us when we were level 50 with GSB and the 2 to 10 man raids, DH and GP equipment.
Well, I don't know how good your raid is, so the answer is maybe, maybe not. It's going to be quite a bit more difficult than Tartaric Depths, though. That is certainly true.
Yeah.
If you are like some of the best raiders around, you're going to blow through it because that's what top-end raiders do. They just blow through content. But for most players, it's going to be pretty tough.
So I'm curious, if the top-end raiders, if they're on PTS and they blow through it really quickly, is there a chance that you're going to adjust it up?
I mean, there's a chance of anything happening, theoretically. But it's a tough question because we have to figure out who the target audience for this is and how we get the right number of players kind of passing through it at the right kind of time frame for it to be, well-used content where people are in it and playing it and enjoying it. And that's a really tough balancing act. And short of finding a way to just clone our content designers, which we haven't worked on that tech yet, so...
That would be... We could clone you a couple of times. Apparently we could have a whole set of you in here.
Right? Yeah.
That'd be great.
Elon Musk hasn't gotten back to us about that yet. But... So, it's
interesting because the difficulty level was
Vlad says, honestly, we don't care. So, there's your direct answer.
If the top end guys, I mean, the top end guys are the guys that will usually be able to do a raid solo with one hand tied behind their back using second rate gear. I mean, there are some people that are just
as like a general rule of thumb, it would be super awesome if a raid like this is fairly challenging, but not quit the game hard for like the 75th percentile of players. And if you're more average than 75th percentile, it's going to be an incredible challenge. Doable, but a big challenge. You're going to have to grind gear, you're going to have to grind fragments, you're going to have to work on your strategies and your raid compositions. And if you're above those guys, it's going to be a much easier time.
Hey, PushX Games, we're going to have a live stream about PvP in the future after the Easter holiday, but right now we're not going to discuss that. I'll drag him back here to talk about that too. It'd be great.
I thought volunteering was required.
No, there's no volunteering required.
Thanks, United.
I've just... too soon. Now, what a lot of... Oh, sorry, Deb.
Oh no, I just saw Vlad say something cool where there is indeed a new reward for the Conqueror achievement.
Excellent. And it's going to be... He's not going to tell us yet.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, I like spoilers.
Apparently I was right, we're targeting the 75th percentile.
Yeah.
Vlad's just back in my play.
Yeah, and that's that seems very reasonable. Now, one of the things we've seen is a lot of people in the chat as well as on the forums were very concerned about the difficulty because Tartaric Depths was definitely meant to be something to draw new people into raiding, a little bit easier to tackle, and as Thorgan86 says, it was an introductory raid, and unfortunately not enough of a reason to convince our guild's top raiders to return to the game because it wasn't challenging for most of us. And so this satisfies that as well. Rise of the Phoenix will definitely make it easier to bring back those people who want to prove that they can just breeze through it.
To answer a math question, someone asked the 75th percentile, do you mean the top 25% will be able to complete? Yes, so when we refer to the percentile, if you looked at every DPS parse that ever got submitted for a fight, 75th is the top, you are above 75% of the remaining players. That's what that math means. So the top 25% of players will be the target, and if you're 90th percentile or higher, which is a pretty narrow number of players, it's a bell curve, so that's a really small number of players, it will be, I mean, you're not going to be asleep for it, but it's not going to be as hard.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think that anytime any raid content comes out, there's two reactions. One is the OMFG, this is too hard, nobody's ever going to be able to do it, or the bro, that was such a pushover, I'm bored already. And it's really hard to hit something that's perfect for everybody. Guevara has asked about if the enrage timer is coming back, and will there be a DPS check?
As far as I know, every boss has an enrage timer, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Brutalize 11. Brutalize 11, because the first 10 were already done. Will there be a new set and new marks, Tier 1, because LFR is T0.5, or how does it work with gearing? I have no idea what that means.
I believe it's a whole new set of gear.
Okay.
So you would drop new base gear, and it will have upgrade paths. I don't know about set bonuses. That's Krug. I know we have synergy crystals. I'm personally not a huge fan of synergy crystals, but that's because they make tons of work for me. As far as new currency, I don't know the answer to that. I think the answer is yes, that Tier 1 will have a different currency than the tower fragments or whatever it is, but Vlad will know for sure.
Okay, Refuge. Am I just wasting my time with all this gearing, or are these actually that good to compete with Rise of the Phoenix? It was mentioned in the thread that there are likely to be further upgrades. Will these compete or surpass ROTP items? Finally, I'm concerned about the amount of upgrade steps you may be introducing. One post said that they were off by a good several hundred in stats compared to ROTP gear. Are we therefore talking more than one additional upgrade step to be added to the already current one upgrade step? Any comment to that?
So, going back one question, it is the same currency Vlad says. So it will just be a orders of magnitude, or however we schedule out the right amount of currency so that farming it is appropriate.
Okay.
This is actually a perception issue. We made a big change with Starfall Prophecy that we wanted steps of gear, tier steps of gear specifically, to be much bigger bonuses. So upgrades matter a lot, and getting gear from a new tier matters a lot. So before, where you'd see an upgrade where you get 25 more stat, that's not going to happen anymore. Upgrades are huge now. Like, going from tier to tier is something like a full tier's worth of gear is like a 25% upgrade, straight up.
Okay.
So we made that a much broader, gap. What that does mean, however, is that TD gear is mandatory to get into ROTP, and as you collect ROTP gear, it's going to get way easier because it's a much bigger jump.
And people are already asking if there's a chance for a hard mode follow-up. And how about for me? Is there an easy mode follow-up?
This is one of those anything's is possible moment.
Okay.
We don't know yet. We haven't actually decided.
All right then. Checking out. Where were we here? Oh yes. Will the tier? Lors asks, will the tier 1 armor sets have a new look or reuse the appearance of old armor?
No clue. Not an artist.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they don't know. Okay. Apparently, you're supposed to stop playing with your drink
I've
can.
stopped.
All right.
I saw it.
All right. We need to get him one of those, those fidget cubes.
I need a fidget cube.
We'll take a collection after
I
this.
keep one on the top of my
Can I have it?
cube. Yeah, you can borrow it anytime. Yeah.
Okay, we have a solution to that.
I need to buy one.
They're pretty cool, actually.
They do make noise, though, so maybe it doesn't solve our problem.
It's a minor noise. Slipmat says, if the rock golems that wander around after boss 1 still drop rings, will there be a system put in place to stop raids just going in and farming them non-stop without getting locked?
Yes, they'll have reward. They're probably going to be on reward charges so that you can only earn 3 of those a week.
I'd like to, I wish I could ask the chat, because my husband and my best friend each just got a fidget cube. They went in on that Kickstarter thing. I wonder how many of our players have fidget cubes. Because, there are people
I have
that
Mardi
just
Gras
sort of
beads at
and
my
you play
desk
with
that
them?
I fidget with.
You don't use them to say Hail Marys so that
No.
stuff works? No?
I grew up Catholic. I don't say Hail Marys anymore.
Okay. All right.
It didn't work then, so don't think that's why they're going to start now.
Harumph asks, will there be legendary hits for tanks to worry about?
Yes, use your 61 legendaries.
Got it. Okay.
If you're a tank, those are mandatory.
All
You will
right.
die instantly if you're not wearing one.
All right, and this one, I'm just going to... I will give the answer to this one direct from Vlad. The question is, can we have a live stream where Kians tries to lead an internal team through the raid? Vlad's answer is no. So there you go.
I'm not volunteering for that in any case.
I think we should totally do that. I think that would be really fun.
I've run a lot of raids and a lot of different games since I started playing MMOs, and no thank you.
Okay. All right, so that's about it. The other questions that we got were not related to the raid, but we are going to have them. Like I said, I'm going to try to set up a PvP stream. We're also going to try to set up an Eternal Items questing stream, and I'd like to have some guests on there who have been working on these the quests too. Maybe we can Skype them in or something once we get the live stream room set up properly. So, Rich, would you like to walk us through some of the stuff? Deb, if you could switch us to the game camera here. And first thing you're going to see on the screen is one of the gorgeous elephant mounts. And you can see here exactly what is visible. Now, why is that so low on the screen? Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, so we can pull out a
Because
bit
you're
more.
bottom third because
We
of the composition.
are going to give out the 2 different types of elephant mounts at the end of this stream, as well as a couple of other things. Let me just grab this.
Is that first
I
page?
don't know if
It's
you
the one
guys
you're on
saw that the new Essentials pack is now available, which is available for $39.99. Has the Storm Legion souls, Nightmare Tide souls, Primalist Calling and souls, including the ones that are coming out with 4.2. Ascended souls, 6 character slots per server, and bag slots 4 and 5 for those who haven't opened them yet. And then we've also got the brand new Rift Intermediate pack, which is $19.99 with 30 days of patron time, Dracoon's Rad Rider, an Ascended weapon, Packmaster's Perfect Planar Pouch of Plentiful Packets, say that 10 times fast, and the Packmaster's Reward Cache. Some of you may also have noticed, and if you haven't yet, go to the riftgame.com site and have a look at the promotion that we're doing with Razer right now. As you know, we use Razer peripherals every time we go to trade shows. They're really fantastic, and Razer has just announced their Z Gold system, which is a virtual currency system. And right
It's
now,
in-game.
anyway, the Z Gold promotion is on right now, wherein if you buy the new Rift Essentials pack for $39.99, they'll also throw in the Rift Intermediate pack absolutely free, which is kind of cool. All right, so what are we looking at here, Rich?
Oh, okay, so I just I don't know if I should I show off the raid. I mean, it's gonna open up on Monday, but
Sure. Yeah, let's.
See why not?
I say yes. Vlad, you say okay?
You have like a
Vlad says
30-second delay.
absolutely. That's
Yeah,
all right.
Sure.
We'll be in there by then. So here we are, the intrepid rise of the Phoenix.
We're not going to show off Primal Lord. Why do you even have me here?
We'll talk about the Primal Lord in a minute.
It took you forever to get the post up and everything. I was just like, I wrote a thing for
Dude,
you.
I have work to do during the day. Not
Do
the
you?
not the hey, you just dumped some stuff in my Skype channel and here it is. I did post the article.
I did
It's up.
update you. I pinged you repeatedly.
This guy.
What?
So
I'm just
Vlad, he
saying.
needs more work to do, so that he's
What?
hassling
That is
me
not
less.
what I said.
oh damn! Run away!
We make that a running joke, and it always ends up happening.
Oh, Vlad, we were just going to ask if it's okay if we go in and show this raid, but we've already started, so too late, man. Rich can be fired in the morning.
Yeah, or now. It's up to you.
Or now. Are you saying you want to go home?
He can make his weekend even longer.
Permanent weekend.
Forever weekend.
Oh, see, Vlad says, I'm sure. So don't forget, this is going on PTS on Monday if all goes well. But of course, we're all going away for a 3-day weekend. And when we come back Monday, Murphy's Law says nothing's going to work. But we hope to get it up Monday.
Some of us will longer.
So, what? You're going on holiday? You finished doing this raid stuff ready for PTS and then you're taking off? You're leaving him stuck with the bag?
Don't look at me. I don't
would
touch
too.
it.
I actually didn't work on this.
Good work dying there. Well died. I couldn't have done it better myself.
I forgot the pin. It's terrible.
I know, everybody forgets.
I never forget the pin.
I always forget the pin.
I always do it by text command, though, so I don't know, macros or anything special like that.
Yeah. It's one of those things that in the future we're going to have some sort of a, the dev has to provide some cool thing to give away anytime that they forget to pin their health.
Like just an epic fail. Think about something.
Huh.
Could be a thing. But yeah, so this is an older raid. Some of you probably have done it. Some of you maybe have not. I was in QA when this came out, so I did not.
Were you really?
Yeah.
So in 2011, you were working in QA,
I
and
was-
now you're a dev.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I started in actually almost a month after Rift launch. I was hired as QA, and then eventually worked, killed, and bribed my way up to be a dev.
Okay. So wait, how does this work? If you find enough bugs and stuff, and you hassle them enough, they're going to say, "Fine, you fix it."
It's more of a Highlander situation.
Yeah.
I like it.
You challenge a dev to one-on-one combat, and if you kill them, you take their place.
Yeah, and then you just find ways to cheat, so to stack the deck in your favor, and
Excellent. Very useful game career advice for everyone out there.
Learn murder. If you get caught, it negates the whole thing.
So is this the standard mechanic of the raid stuff? Just keeps coming out of this portal, or what's
This is just
happening
the door.
Oh, this is just the door. So first you have to clear the waves of stuff that come out
and
the
then
door.
the boss will appear, and then he goes through all of his mechanics. It's got fun
No,
stuff.
Ryan, you cannot challenge me to a duel. You are a tiny twig man.
That's terrible.
He is.
Well,
He's a young guy. I mean, he might just go out there and get buff.
oh,
I'm sorry. Were we not supposed to giggle at that?
wow. Poor Ryan. Oh man.
It's welcome to the Troll Ryan Hour. Every
started
week.
Hour.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling the stream now?
I keep petitioning Vlad for a Rick Astley dance hour that's mandatory.
Someday you'll get your wish. Maybe.
Well, while Rich is battling the waves that are coming through the gate, let's talk about the Primal Lord. Keans showed up at my desk, I don't know, just before lunch today to say, hey, so by the way, I think we'll put Primal Lord up on test.
I warned you yesterday.
No, you said we might.
Well, yes,
then
we might.
that's how fast development moves around here. And so, yes, Primal Lord is up on the PTS server now. We posted an article about it, and we have a thread open for feedback on the PTS section of the forums already. So tell us a little bit about the Primal Lord.
So the Primal Lord is a full-on melee soul. It's all physical damage, and it summons companions to strike your target. It plays very fast, so if you have a lot of lag, this might not be a great option for you.
Okay.
It requires... Its actions per minute is going to be probably on the higher end of Primal Souls. Go away, Ryan.
Oh, man.
And you, little man.
No violence! No bully!
Security!
It is the action
10
per minute
points
is going
for
to
Rough
be
Raptors.
quite a bit higher than you're normally used to. It has a strict rotation, so it's 8 buttons used in a particular sequence forever. It has a couple of utility things on top of that, like a root that blasts away enemies, and a major cooldown that changes your global cooldown to 0.75 seconds for a while, which is up a lot.
All right, so tell me then, you say that there are 8 abilities and you have to use them in sequence.
Yes.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that not going to get boring?
So 3 of them are off global cooldown and only can be used at particular places, and 2 of those share a cooldown with each other, so if you use the wrong one, you do much less damage. So it has a rhythm to it, and the complication to it is when you are trying to do, complicated mechanics in raid or get disconnected, if you drop your combo or do something out of order, you suffer a damage penalty, basically.
Okay.
So mastery of that and being able to do other things on top of it. If you're just hitting a dummy, yes, that could get repetitive. Although with the GCD changing as you go, the rhythm kind of speeds up and slows down.
Okay. So there is you do have to react quite rapidly to the changing situation.
Yes, but you don't have to know a priority list and know what abilities are best, and you really can't macro it.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I came up with one macro you could use that saves you 1 button.
Okay. So it's going to be a very, very active class then.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, you just got a Chieve. Note
did
me
get a
using the cool language. There's your
You're learning.
Chieve.
I'm so proud.
So Rough Raptors wants to know if he won. No, dude, the guy's still talking, so I don't think you won. All right, so now, now we've got, now Arakurn is actually a high priest.
He is, yes. He was an F High Priest, and so for people who don't know, originally this was what we call a sliver, and slivers were basically alternate times of reality in Talara. So in this instance, the F Priest Arakurn and his followers were trying to open up a portal to the plane of Earth, but the forces of the Wanton, they tampered with the portal, and instead they opened up a portal to the plane of fire, and then Arakurn...
Well done.
Yes, so bad things happened, and this is the result of it, and this is why the players are here to stop the forces of the Wanton and how they corrupted all of these Eth and whatnot.
The TLDR is this is one of those you had one job photos from the internet go on horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there was much rejoicing.
I'm rather curious with with the new version of this raid that's coming up, do you have any expectation as to how long it will take for a fairly skilled group to get through this raid? Like, is it a 1 hour event, or is it a 15-minute event, or
I mean, if you one-shot every boss,
are you going to one-shot every boss?
what one-shot being
Can you?
kill in one attempt.
Oh,
Sorry.
I see. Okay. I was going to say. Right.
I mean, you could certainly do it in under 2 hours, no problem. I think if you're paying attention and don't screw up. Although it will vary based on raid skill and damage and a bunch of other factors.
Okay. So this entire zone is involved in the raid, then? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we basically take a part of the existing world. This was in Stonefield, for those who don't know or maybe didn't play Defiant. And then see, there's been changes to it, like the whole fiery pit here,
Right.
which I believe.
Yeah, oh, I like the fact that you take massive damage when you
I don't
do
think he
that.
spawns until you kill the other bosses.
Duly noted.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yes, the Baron Host, he will spawn once you, and of course here are the seething cores that people were asking out previously,
Right.
and they will, of course, drop the aforementioned loot. I don't think anything has been hooked up yet. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Like I said, I didn't actually work on this, so. But yeah,
Right.
such is.
You need a fair amount of damage across 10 players to kill these things this fast.
Yes. Yeah.
He's doing
Yeah.
like 45 million damage a second.
I'm just looking at that, going, wow, that would be nice.
Should I kill it or should I just leave it up to?
You should kill it.
As Smabby Art says, "Get good, Rich."
Yeah, I know. Sorry, sorry, man. I'm trying.
It's got loot.
It says so. Should I loot it?
It might have old loot on it.
It might have old loot. I'm almost scared to like loot this thing.
I'm
Do
almost
it.
scared too.
Do
You
it.
totally need to do it. What's the worst that could happen?
That's true. What is the worst that could have happened?
Servers go down.
Yeah, if the servers go
Greybriar
down
goes
right
down.
now, you'll know why.
Greybriar goes
Come on,
down.
come on, do it.
Oh, it's a ring.
Oh, it's a new ring.
It's a new
It's a new
ring.
ring?
Look at that, folks.
It's a new
Wow,
New
it's
ring.
itemized. Wow, okay.
All
for
right.
a rogue. Rogue ring.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
They're not set up to do individual reward charges yet, obviously.
yep.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Losing a lung here.
Mm-hmm.
That,
It took you so long that they went patrol all the way around. Which is a very real danger, depending on where you pull them.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, they walk around that ring, if I remember right.
where's the other one? Probably back here somewhere. I'm sure I missed it. There it is. There he is.
Dude, Push X Games, I wish that was a smoker's cot. I had 2 flu shots this year and still got 2 flus. There's something really wrong with this situation.
Actually, I had a.
I do not smoke. I do not believe in smoking. Someone explain to me why my 32-year-old son, who should know better, why he smokes.
I was waiting for you to finish the after-school special or whatever we were doing.
I was trying to make it a morality play, but I'm tired of
I'm waiting for the MSNBC. The more
Like,
you know
why do you
star.
smoke? You know better. In this generation, you should know these things.
Does he know better? Have you checked that part?
Like, he should. I mean,
Does he?
whatever.
I feel like that's an important assumption to check out.
To be honest, I was working from home the previous 2 days this week because nobody wants to listen to the barking seal coughing up lungs around here.
For a second, I thought you actually owned a barking seal and just weren't bringing it
No,
in.
I probably do. I haven't checked.
Is that next on the?
Yeah, next
homestead?
on the live stream. After I bring in the miniature pig, we'll bring in the barking seal.
I mean, you could actually own one of those.
It's wet enough in Hollister this year. I
You
can
live
have
near
seal.
enough to Monterey that you could probably steal one from the zoo.
After all those storms, yeah, you probably could keep it there.
They probably had one of the tanks overflow and it got out. It's just wandering around the streets of Santa
we
Cruz.
had water so bad that our entire farm was underwater so deep. It was over my knees as I was walking up our driveway.
Yeah, that's
Not so
ridiculous.
great.
No, no. Not at all.
You should just get a bigger sword and break all these cages open. They're clearly made of bones and wood.
You know,
wish
the
that
problem
was
with Rich going through this is that he makes it look so easy. So all you top tier raiders, this is how fast you're going to go through it, right?
Exactly.
I totally want to just hang out and watch one of those. That's why I think that, maybe you don't take an internal group of raiders through, but maybe one of the top tier guilds would let you tag along and you can talk and heckle.
No, thanks.
No? Okay, fine. You don't want to reveal what a scrub you really are? You are just as bad a player as I am?
have been out of the raiding game since I've been in college for the most part because I don't have the time anymore.
Yeah. I used to do so much raiding some 10 years ago and just don't have the time anymore. I miss it in some respects, but doing corpse retrievals at 4 a.m, not so fun. Aha!
Do this guy. I really like the design of this guy, of this encounter.
Pretty sure Vlad designed this, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, because at first it seems like, okay, it's just kind of, simplistic, but once you start, it was very frantic when you first saw this fight. And it
You have
promotes,
braziers and fire ads and dodge the fire.
it promotes constant movement, which I like. I like that kind of
Yeah, I do too.
aspect.
The kind of raids I hate the most are the ones where, okay, everybody stand in exactly this spot and don't move.
Yeah. Because I brought all these friends, which is probably not advised, but
I mean, a couple AoE dev things will kill them, but not him. Probably.
I wish I had the one that picks your target and then
Good slash kill target?
I can just do this, right? I can do that.
Sure, that's true.
And for $59.99, I will give you the secret to yourself. Just kidding.
$59.99 a day.
A day, yes.
It's a rental.
It has 4 charges.
I totally buy that.
Pad your DPS meter.
That's what we should get added, is the ability to reset everyone else's DPS meters, except for your DPS in them.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yes.
No troll tools. Although I'm sure that they would be very popular.
No, Mad Mike.
Yeah.
You cannot have that ability.
Coming in 4.2, troll tools.
Fire.
You've not done a good job of minimizing the amount of fire you have to be sad about.
Like this. Does that work? No, it's probably terrible.
It's an interaction with the braziers, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my
Hepatitis
head.
mentions that the fire ads need to be tanked away from the boss or he won't die after a few stacks, plus his damage will increase. Interesting.
So don't do this. Or this.
Also, don't do anything that he's demonstrating on the screen right now.
Or this. It's all terrible.
You should be ashamed. Where's the shame bell?
Oh, I think I ate it. It's in my stomach now.
It's in our shopping cart for next week.
Wow.
Sad I missed next week's stream.
What are we streaming about next week?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll figure it out.
You tell us.
Oh, I will.
More Cheetos.
I'm gonna tell you. Oh, look, another Cheeve!
Yeah.
There's loot
Okay.
you didn't get.
Oh, do I really need to get them?
I mean, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to. We can keep it as
It's
a
okay if you want
surprise.
to keep your bad gear.
I do want to keep my bad gear. I want to bring down every pug raid.
Sever88 asks, do you need 2 tanks for this fight?
Pretty sure you need 2 for that fight, yeah.
Hey, Sawdust Face, I'd love to have the PvP stream just as soon as I can get that organized. It's all about which devs are in the office and who are actually available on the Friday that we're doing this
And
stream.
Carolina's in Texas now, so.
Oh, that's okay. We know how to Skype people in.
Yeah, but it's like 6:30 by the time we start the stream.
I don't care. He could pour himself a glass of scotch and talk to us about PvP.
He might be comatose by the time we start the stream.
That'll be awesome.
Half in bed. Oh no, I get stunted.
You get dazed.
I did.
Or whatever the ranged ads do
No, we
here.
don't call it dazed. We don't call it dazed here.
Snared. Sorry. It's a generic effect. Whatever.
It is. It's really hard to learn the different terminology of all of the different games that we play because I think just like a lot of the viewers, most of us play multiple games. And for me, it's always, the red bar, or there's health, there's mana, and there's sometimes energy. And I don't care what you call them in any game, I'm not changing my terminology.
I still call the warrior one energy because it's energy internally. We have energy and rogue energy, so it's always confusing which one.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true.
And they're different resources. So if I modify the wrong one, I'm just like, why doesn't this ability? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get used to calling them interrupts. They're kicks for me.
It's really, really
It's a
hard.
kick rotation.
Yep. You've had enough?
I thought I had enough.
Oh, you thought you
He's
had
short a
enough.
key,
I'm short a key.
so you can't do what Silgan or whatever.
My God, look at, I mean, and this is a dev who doesn't know how to do his own raid.
I think we established this isn't his raid.
Well, that's true.
Blame Vlad. Hashtag.
Hashtag blame Vlad. Oh.
He's not here.
Oh, he's here. He's here in
This
spirit.
is true. Yes.
And he's watching us.
Yes. This is basically the raid.
We don't have to show up at every boss necessarily,
No.
but
No.
yeah. So this is the raid zone. Very green, except for all the fire.
Except for all the fire.
Except for all the
Well, I want to see the end boss. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set up the... Let me just set up the...
Is this the
Random
the
system.
Phoenix, right? Or whatever the fire dragon that rises out of the fire.
Time for loots.
Time for loots.
While Rich tries to remember what he forgot.
It's hard.
One of
when
the
you're
one of the
old.
dudes you didn't loot for a key again.
Alright, let's set the timer so that if you said anything at all in the chat at any time during this stream, you will be entered in the draws.
I can log in.
So you don't have to X up multiple times. It does not increase your chances at all. And I have strict instructions from Deb that we have to include the full name of the item that we're drawing for. Alright, somebody get me
Just
a
hug the
cigarette,
left wall
please.
still. Keep going. Turn around.
Alright, first we're
Keep
going to draw for the 3 ornate painted tuskers. Y'all
By the
ready
huts.
for this?
Should be where the last set of cages are.
Okay.
Did you open these ones already?
Yeah, I did.
What about the? Are there more up
And
by Silgan's actual starting area?
Roll. First ornate painted tusker is
no,
going
which
to
one's
go
actually
to Cleric Nexus. Cleric Nexus. Now the way these will come to you, Deb can correct me if I'm wrong, but for the
There it
most
is.
part,
I
these
knew
things will be sent to you as a code. She may have to contact you in the Skype channel, look for, and because some of these things are not actually in code form yet, you may not get a message until early next week, Monday hopefully, where you will
Should be
get a
pullable
private
details,
message in your Twitch channel. You go to Messages Other, and that's where you'll see a message from us. And just give her the information that you need. So the first ornate painted tusker has gone to Cleric Nexus. Congratulations. Second ornate painted tusker is going to go to Soul Ghost. I know you're all waiting for the number. Soul Ghost 91. Not 89, not 90, but Soul Ghost 91.
You should have
Congrats.
said 35 or something.
I should have. Yeah, you are so bad. Coming in the troll set, we'll have something for the streamers too. Third ornate painted tusker is going to go to Sandman Sleeping. Sandman Sleeping, wake up, dude. You want an ornate painted tusker. These are super cool mounts. I love the
Yes.
tuskers. I know they're not really elephants, but they're cooler than elephants. Alright, and then the 6th anniversary parade tuskers, we're going to roll for 3 of those as well. First one's going to go to Ember Grace. Ember Grace, congratulations. Now, by the way, if you already own one of these tuskers and you want to give it away to a friend when CM Morgana sends you a message, just let her know where you want it to go. We're quite happy to forward those on for you. Okay, we're going to roll for the second 6th anniversary parade tusker, and that's going to Tosti 325. And the third 6th anniversary parade tusker, oh, for God's
Is it really?
sake. Yes. Rough Raptors got rolled, which means we have to give away what?
Double.
Double, so we gotta give away 2 of these now instead of...
Yeah.
Dude! Yeah. Happy birthday, Rough Raptors, you're not getting it!
Rough
Oh,
Raptors.
man.
Alright, so 6th anniversary parade tusker is going to not Rough Raptors, it's going to... Oh my god, let's figure that one out.
Caught the awesome.
Caught... Wow, yeah,
the Awesome.
Caught the Awesome.
That wasn't that hard.
know it is when you're trying to write it down
Caught
and
the
figure
awesome
it out.
one. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Caught the awesome one, wherein some of those things are numerals. Got it. And now the extra one, thanks to Rough Raptors that we're rolling for, is going to go to... No.
Too late.
No.
I went with
Destindra.
You already missed it.
Destindra.
We just
Nope,
did it.
nope. Too late,
Let me
man.
do the next
Too
one.
late, too late.
Let
too
you
late.
do the next one.
Let me do
Get
the
out of
next
here.
one. I won the roll.
Did you run over here as soon as you heard your name?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
You've
let
never-
him test
you-
the
Let him do
fact.
one roll.
Okay, look, okay. What we'll do is we'll let you roll for the 2 intermediate packs that we're giving away. Make sure you go to the site. Make sure you know what's in the intermediate pack. If you already own this stuff and want to pass this on to somebody else, that's cool. You could let CM Morgana roll. Okay, dude, go ahead and roll for 2 of these intermediate packs. Just click on this little symbol right here.
I can't see that.
No, no, no. Listen,
Yeah.
you can't see that far. You got glasses.
Right.
This
Yeah,
thing.
what?
Look here,
Seriously,
where I'm
Ryan?
pointing. Oh my God! This is why we don't let them roll for stuff. Zero cool.
Thank you, a hacker's
Rift.
reference, finally.
Zero cool rift. Q1 and
Probably the
intermediate
greatest achievement
pack.
of human filmmaking.
Okay, and a second one goes to
Rough Raptors.
No, get out of here.
Kehoran.
Okay, bye.
You can go now.
Quehoren. Kehoran, congratulations on your intermediate pack. And if you already own all that stuff, then please pass it on to somebody else who needs it. And now we're gonna let you roll. Look, I'm gonna go sit on the couch because I've got this cough going.
Fine.
3
Don't knock my
ascended.
soda
I'm just gonna clank your soda and pinch it and make it make noises.
See, that's what you get to do that and I don't? That's just rude.
All right, I'm just gonna curl up here on the couch and die.
I'm a nicer person than you.
Die. No, you're not.
that's my
I'm
story,
pretty
I'm
sure you're
sticking
not.
to it.
We can have a vote inside the
I'm reasonably sure I am.
Linda,
No, I'm-
you are definitely not allowed to die. I have access to a Necronomicon, but please don't come back to Salem.
Oh my God, I would love to be a lich. That would be so awesome. All right, so we're rolling for 3 Ascended Essentials packs.
So the first winner is Ben Brada.
Ben Brada, congratulations, man.
Or say do the nightmare with. With your crazy dev powers.
Okay. I think I can get it.
You can probably handle that, I think.
Okay, the second Ascended Essentials pack goes to
Death Racks with 2 X's.
Death Racks. That's kind of what I've got in my lungs right now. Congratulations. And the last Ascended Essentials pack is going to go to
AI Chicky.
AI Chicky.
We need to bring back the spider with thingies. Was it Craig who made that?
Oh my god.
Do you remember that?
Who made this?
Are we done yet?
With the raid? Yeah, you missed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You could have waited for me. The
No, we
story
couldn't
of my life, I tell you. Congratulations, everybody.
We were busy talking about a spider with faces for knees. Okay? That's a real thing that somebody made at some point. Yeah, Craig made it. 'Cause
All
he
right,
hates
well, we
fun
are all
and
taking
nice
off
things.
for a long weekend because it's a national mandatory holiday that we're not allowed to work on, so we're not going to be here tomorrow.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was
What
just Good
holiday
Friday.
is it? It is the stuff your face with chocolate and eggs and things holiday.
Is that what they call it now?
That's what I call it right now.
Shoot, I was Catholic.
there are a lot of different religions
Every day
that
this week has
celebrate
some
this
crazy
holiday.
name.
I'm just going to drink a bunch of beer if my lungs allow me to.
The Monday, Wednesday,
Thank you
Palm
all for
Thursday.
joining us. Please go to Public Test Server this weekend
Right.
and try out the Primal Lord, and then you can tell Keans all about what you think about it in great detail.
Politely.
What we like to call constructive feedback. I don't want to see a bunch of posts that say, "Oh my God, this just freaking sucks," because that's not helpful. If you give a lot of detail about what you like or don't like about the soul, that's a lot easier for us to work with.
It's probably a
And
little
then on
overtuned, so if you
Monday-
don't think it's good, it's probably you.
Yeah, I'm going to get on there and tell you exactly what I think, dude. And then
can't
on
count to
Monday,
8? Oh.
if I'm still alive, I will post about the this raid going on PTS as well, and that should be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to seeing the feedback on that as well. And there we go. So Primal Lord, go out and play that now, and hopefully this raid on Monday or sometime next week. And everybody have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us. Thanks to Icarus and for Keans for coming on the stream today. Whoa, last question. Leonhardt's, when are we getting Predator?
I haven't
Sometime
started.
before 4.2, I
I
guess.
haven't started making it yet. It's the next thing I'm doing because I'm putting off Mystic as long as humanly possible.
Why?
I don't like the amount of external research that goes into building support souls because it makes me sad. I have to look up all the other supports and make sure everything matches. And that's
Okay.
a frustrating experience.
Really?
It's a lot of data to keep track
So
of.
what you're saying is you need a research assistant like myself to assist you with this sort of stuff.
Sure, you want to look through the data and get all the information, you are welcome to it.
I would love to have a look at that. That would be really cool. All right, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Have a
See
good
ya.
weekend. Bye.
I